the HCIW, taking time out of his offseason, his very, very busy offseason, I'm sure, to join us on the Mighty 1090. Hello, Dutch.
Darren, what's going on, my friend?
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great.
How's your offseason?
You know, it's really nice. May is one of the best months for us. You know, we just started summer school already, if you can believe that, last Thursday. But we get to work the kids out, but only twice a week, and things are going good. April was busy with recruiting, but May is great, and then camps start in June. So we're never really down, but we're kind of down from game competition.
Did you say that summer school started last week?
Last Thursday it started.
Before Memorial Day, summer school starts? Does that even make sense?
Absolutely. It makes perfect sense. We got to get 2 sessions in, so we had to start it.
I don't know that makes any sense, but I'll trust you on this. So some of your players are already back, and they're already attending class at Sdsu.
I think we have 8 kids in summer school right now, and it's not that they have to be there, Darren. It's to work ahead. It's to take a tough class that you don't want to take during the season. And now with the rule changes, we get 2 hours on the floor with them a week during the summer if they're enrolled in summer school. So we get a couple workouts in every week with them and work on some fundamental stuff and try to work ahead toward next year's Aztec basketball team.
All right, this is Brian Dutcher. He's the AHC, the HCIW, San Diego State and USD today announcing they will be playing their annual game. They will be playing it on December 5th at Petco Park. How do you like that? I
think it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. You know, we played Syracuse on top of the aircraft carrier, and we lost the game, but the environment and just the event itself was really special, and I still look back on it and think about, wow, what a neat thing to do. And I think this is an opportunity that the kids don't get a chance to do a lot, to play an outdoor game in their home city against their crosstown rival. And I just think it provides the city with something new, something exciting, and we're all looking forward to doing it. And the great news is we live in San Diego, and we can do something like that in December. Most of the country's covered in snow by then, Darren, and we're looking forward to playing in America's finest city, America's finest basketball game.
So really laying it on thick there, Dutch.
That might have been a little thick, but we're looking forward to it.
So you're telling me that when you guys were at Michigan, you and Coach Fisher, you never thought about playing December 5th at Tiger Stadium?
We saved that for the hockey teams.
Okay.
These hockey games outside are huge events now. You know, Michigan played Michigan State, I think, in Michigan Stadium this year, outdoors, and the NHL seems to have an outdoor game every year. And we were so lucky when we played Syracuse a couple years back. There were 3 aircraft carrier games. We're the only ones who were able to play.
Right, which I think is a larger statement about aircraft carrier games. But your point's well taken about it being in San Diego. We're talking with Brian Dutcher. So, Dutch, in other words, if I'm hearing you the right way, I don't know that these would be your words, but it sounds like, you know, this is a way to breathe a little bit of life into this series.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's something new. You know, it gives fans that maybe don't have tickets to some of these games, prime tickets, maybe a chance to buy good seats to change it up and actually play it on a neutral site. You know, we're usually home and home, and this gives us a chance to play USD in a neutral environment and in a real proud point for the city, Petco Park. I mean, I've been there to the baseball games. I love the facility. They did such a great job. It's just a great place, and so why not try to play a basketball game there?
All right, all in on it. Brian Dutcher's here with us. So, Dutch, as far as it goes this offseason, I don't want to get too geeky on this, but could you talk to us a little bit about some of the rules? You know, now with the shot clock going down and stuff, you guys, you kind of saw this thing coming, right?
Yeah, they're trying to breathe some offense into the game, so they're trying to shorten that shot clock. And, you know, I think we led the nation in defensive time on possession. Like, they took longer to get a shot against us than any team in the country. So to shorten it should help us, you would think, that instead of them holding the ball for 30 seconds to get a shot, they might have to only hold it 25 seconds, and we'll get more offensive possessions. But it should benefit us greatly to have a shorter shot clock.
Did the NCAA, did they pass this rule unilaterally, or how do rules get changed like this in your sport?
You know what? I think they just get the committee together, and they everybody obviously has an opinion, and then the committee takes all those opinions and the governing board votes on it, and they just think it would be great for the game, and we all jump on board and make whatever adjustments we have to make.
And they think, though, that this is going to increase offense, correct? Or it's going to increase possessions, which in theory could increase offense.
I think that's it. Increase possessions, that'll increase offense, and I think they got to get back to a couple of years ago, they called the game a little closer, too. A lot of it's officiating, 2 years ago, Winston shot 1,000 free throws, and I just say that as a number to make a point, but last year his free throws, in my opinion, dropped some because they were calling the game different. So a lot of this offense has to do with how the officials call the game, and if they make a strong stand and call the game tighter, then there'll be more offensive opportunities for teams. But everybody's so good preparation-wise defensively that if they're allowed to play physical on top of their prep time, it's tough to get a basket in college basketball.
You brought up Winston Shepard. I think it's been a while since we've had a chance to ask you this. Since the last time that we spoke on radio, he has announced that he is coming back to San Diego State. I'll always remember a couple years ago with Kawhi Leonard, Dutch, we were talking about whether or not he was going to turn pro. And I think everybody kind of knew he was going to go. Some of us were disagreeing about whether he should or shouldn't have. He's since answered all those questions, obviously. But I remember you saying, I'll always remember it, you say, we need some of these guys. We need some of these guys who are going to go early, who are going to be lottery picks, who are going to go to the NBA. We can't keep everybody here forever for 4 years. As it goes to Winston Shepard, how serious, how close do you think it actually was for him deciding or to come back or turn pro?
I think Winston is just an ultra-intelligent kid. And so if he tested the market, checked with Coach Fisher, and they called the NBA, and they provide a service where they do an anonymous testing of teams in the NBA, asking where they think a guy might fit in the draft. And if Winston would have got the feedback he wanted, maybe a first-round pick, he would have had a decision to make. But it's an informed decision. It's one that he looked into. We researched, and he thought it was in his best interest, our best interest, that he come back. And we're excited to have him back for his senior year. And this was our leading scorer and rebounder from last year. So this is a plus for the Aztecs. We're excited to have Winston back, and we want him to continue to do what all these seniors have done for us, lead us to 20-win seasons and a chance at another conference title.
It seems like there are, and I always understand that there are certain rules here, certain things you are allowed to talk about, certain things you're not. And if you're not, then I obviously understand. It's just me not knowing the rules. But it seems like a lot of your fans are rather excited about some of these players, some of the new names here, which we'll get to know as the season approaches. Who could you tell us about? Are you allowed to talk about the players that have committed here?
Yeah, the ones that have signed with us we can talk about. We can't talk about commits that haven't signed.
So Jeremy Hemsley, you can talk about him?
Jeremy Hemsley I can talk about. L.A. Player of the Year, state champion, starting point guard on his team. Just a very, very good player, and we're really excited to add him. And last year, we got good point guard play. We won 27 games, but we didn't have Xavier Thames back there. AQ had always been a shooting guard. We had to put him in there. Trey Kell is a freshman, had always played an off guard. He did a nice job at the point for us. But now we're bringing in a kid, obviously, that's played point at a high level in high school, that's led his team to a state championship. And to have him joining the program as a freshman is really exciting. And he'll come to second session summer, and we'll get a chance to work with him a little bit then and start getting him ready for his first season as an Aztec.
There's also a kid from Indiana, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, transfer. I'm not sure the rules on talking to him, talking about him yet or not, to be honest with you.
All right, well then we'll err on the side of caution. Who else are you allowed to talk about?
Well, we signed Broderick Jones, a 6'9" player from the L.A. area that we think has got a chance to develop into a good player. Obviously he's coming in. Sometimes I think it's harder to come in as a big because the strength and physicalness of the college game is so different. But we think he's got a chance to be a really good player down the road for us, and obviously, it'll be tough to carve out minutes for any freshman this year. We have a lot of good players back. You talk about the strength positions. We have Skylar Spencer back, the all-time league shot blocker. We have Angelo Chol back, a fifth-year senior that was dynamic for us at times last year. We have Zylan Cheatham, who missed the season as a redshirt, came in with a broken foot, and he's done some really exciting things during practice and here in the summer. And Malik Pope, and the list goes on. We're just really excited about the size guys, and we got Matt Shrigley back as a shooter, Trey Kell back as a second-year player, Dakari Allen, De'Aaron Williams, Winston Shepard. So this is an experienced team coming back that if we can just again, like we've always done, that Coach Fisher's done a great job of, shape them into a unit that plays well together, we're going to have another good year, Darren.
Sounds like it. I mean, I keep seeing on the Twitter, I keep seeing all these different players, that there's so many big-time high school blue chip caliber players that are out there that are always linked to San Diego State. So I figured you guys, I know it's your off season, but it sounds like you guys are really, really busy, Dutch. So it sounds like everything is what we've expected here from SDSU. Hey, thanks for the time. I know it's your off season. Appreciate it as always, and we will talk to you soon.
Thanks, Darren.
Appreciate it. Brian Dutcher, AHCHCIW.